Welcome back, my peoples.
Welcome
What's good,
back,
my brother?
everybody. I'm back in the home setup. I'm in the kitchen.
What it do, brother Theme? How
You know,
art
we
thou?
we're in the temporary Zoom format until we're working on something good, something brand new, something in
Hap-
person.
Happy
It's
St.
gonna
Patty
be
Day. You know what I'm saying?
a happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm celebrating with a little bit of JMO. You know what I mean? Get a
I actually ran a
little
little dry, and um, after this, I will
drinking
have
coffee.
that drinking some coffee. But right after
Mm.
this, I have that fatty for St.
Okay,
Patty. You know
fatty for
what I mean?
St. Patty's fatty.
Yeah, that'll be my homage.
Yeah. So yeah, man, what's the word? What's new? OSNV next episode. We're about more. You know,
Facts.
we got a few episodes.
We
We're
got a
a
few.
few
We passed it.
episodes
We in the
deep.
double digits. You know what I'm
We're in the
saying,
double
dog?
digits. You know, on our way to 100. Well, on our way to 50. We'll get there. We're working on some stuff behind the scenes. You know, still working on the
Awesome.
music project.
Yes, music,
Um,
merch. Merch is gonna be, man. You know, right now with this whole NFT world,
we're gonna have shirts ready for the
it's gonna be
summer,
dope,
guys.
man.
So stay
Really
tuned.
dope. Yes, definitely, man. So go out there, support. If you're feeling the vibe, again, if you want to contribute ideas or just come aboard and speak your piece, yo, more than welcome. Old school new vibes at gmail.com. You know what I'm saying?
Shoot us an
Um,
email. Send us a DM. Send us a
Word. And
fucking
then
carrier pigeon, whatever.
check us on chess. You know what I'm saying? Chess castles. Well, my mind. I was about to say crooks and castles. Do you remember that clothes brand?
Chess and castles. We
Yeah.
just just fuck it, just make up a new name.
Now Crooks and Castles was
I
that clothes
remember
brand.
that.
And they actually sponsored some of our Tomorrow's Weapons uh, video shoots and
Yo, can you
photo
say that?
shoots
Can you say that name live on there?
without getting sued.
Without getting sued. Shout out to T
Right.
Weapons, man. That's what started it
Yo,
all.
shout out to my brother Psalms.
That's
C
right.
has everybody that was down with that movement.
Mhm.
Actually, it brings to mind. I don't want to darken the day, but man, rest in peace to our brother. Boyz one. He's one that really he was like a mentor when we first started going on tour on the West Coast. He's definitely helped push the song that you made, Mira Mira with Pitbull.
My one hit
So,
wonder.
but Boyz one was like a well of knowledge. He was loved by many, bro. He was such a really good person, man.
I
God
remember
bless
him.
him and his
Rest in
family,
peace.
his daughter, everyone, man. Rest in peace. But yeah, shout out to T Weapons, C has, Jay. Remember, it was crazy,
Geronimo.
son. Gerard, uh, remember before that when we had our own label, the Too Smooth?
Too
And we
smooth. Yeah.
that was
That
hilarious.
listen, we were independent, doing our own thing, running a label, and we were young and we were full of ideas.
Young, dumb, and full of cum.
Yeah, we
You know what I'm
just
saying?
didn't have the right strategic play on everything, but it was a learning experience.
Yeah.
It was a great learning experience, and
What
I
one thing I look back, I'm sorry. Now go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt.
no, I'm just saying it was great learning experience. A lot of these guys are doing their thing and leading successful careers, and it's good, man. The brothers are still around, and even though we don't speak all the time, but everything is on a good note. There's
Yeah.
no negative
There's no
energy
love
out there.
lost at
It's
all.
all,
Yeah.
yeah, it's all love, man. Everybody takes their own paths, and it is what it is. That's life.
Exactly. Well put. And and we still get up. Again, I'm still doing music with Is.
That's
It's a little
right.
different because the dynamic is different. That's my brother. But
What's the name of the studio again?
uh well, it's really championship music
Mm-hmm.
is the studio. And yeah, man, we was just there
Brooklyn.
yesterday, little late night sessions,
Mm-hmm.
working on some stuff, man. It's dope. I'm doing a lot of music with also Mundo. Uh, still working with Dax on a one. Every time I get with Dax, we do like we can't just do one song or just be like boom, a few
Knock a
songs
few out.
that it makes us like, yo, let's just drop this. So we're sitting on right now a project that we're just formulating on how to release that.
Dax is always in grind mode. He's always putting
He's
out new
always
stuff.
he put out something new. And now trying to incorporate these NFTs, you know what I'm saying? So that's why we're trying to bring
Mhm.
some just different strategic marketing approaches with all of our music, even ours for this, man. This old school new vibes is definitely a lot of potential, a lot of
We're gonna make an
markets we could
NFT
tap
out of
in.
that shit.
Yo, it's gonna be crazy, son. It's gonna be a lot of fun, man. And it's just good to have things, you know what I'm saying, on the table
I
to
mean,
work
it's
on.
already out there. I'm gonna dust off the mic after man, probably 20 years. It's been a long time. It's been
About
like
time.
15
I've
years.
been,
But
I've been pushing him for the longest. Like,
yeah. But
you
to see
know,
the thing, the way I see it is, I'm doing it to see if I still got it. I'm not
I mean, you
expecting,
still have it because if you have the wheels turning, you got the
yeah.
bars. It's gonna come down to performance. But performance only gets better when you keep doing it. You know what I mean? Like, there's sometimes if I take off like maybe 2 or 3 weeks
Mhm.
off from recording
You talking
or
weeks, I'm talking
no,
years.
I know, but look, even so, like that's what I'm saying. Even a month, let's just say,
Uh,
right? When
uh,
I go back at it to lay down, correcting your throw, getting the right pitch, also depending on what you're doing up at, it's always it's just shaking off the rust. So
the way I see it
when
is this is a music project connected to the podcast. So it's going to
yeah,
be cross branding, the digital video format along with the music side where we come from,
videos,
hip
everything,
hop. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm not trying to get out there and get a record deal, nothing like that. Like I know my lane. I'm gonna stay in my lane, but I want to go
or
back in
just
the
do another
booth.
single and we sell it for like $50 million
That's right. I'll do a
NFT
Mira too.
and we just
Feature.
sell it
We'll get somebody get Pitbull on the line if he's available. He's probably
featuring
off in some island somewhere enjoying.
featuring Pepe.
You know what's
Yo,
crazy?
Pepe, get the
Check,
shanker.
yo, Pepe get. You know what's crazy that I was what was I doing? I was fixing my closet around and I saw I had the mixtape Survivor Music
You
too.
clean up, bro. You let the
Yeah,
ladies do
so
that, man.
you got to help out, man.
Kidding,
Married
kidding,
life now. You
kidding.
got to help out. Yeah, you about to get shanked with the shanker. But
Never that.
so
She knows. She
she
knows.
knows better. She knows better. She knows what's up. But so I found I have the Survival Music with the cover and the CD.
What?
Yeah,
Yo, can you? I need
I
that.
have it. You don't have it? You don't have a
I don't.
copy of that? We had
You
like
know,
tons of copies of that
yo,
shit.
I'm so horrible with keeping memorabilias from the past, man.
Yeah.
That, man, that's why it really blew my mind. Remember when I sent you that? And this is we gotta have like our own show just for this. But remember with
Mm.
that whole Nas when I wrote those
Oh yeah, the extra
two
bars for
verses.
the ether
Yeah,
shit.
that was around that time, which is crazy too. Again, we'll have
That
to
was
dive
what
into that.
late 90s or no, early 2000s, early
Yeah, early two
2000s.
Gs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think 2003, and just a lot of that memorabilia stuff.
Yeah.
Who's really good with that? Psalms has like everything
All
and
the
shit.
archives and shit. I have
Everything,
like drives.
pictures.
I have drives of like a lot of old beats that I did back in the
Where
day.
got
Yeah, I
wisdom
just gotta
Gene?
look for Wisdom Gene. Remember that Catch 22? Man, you took it back, bro. I didn't
Son,
make that
the
beat though.
arc.
My boy D, shout out to
That
D
song,
Source. I used to go to high school with him.
that song was dope, man. I like that song.
Wisdom Gene. We had a song called Exotic Waters. It was like our version of ice cream,
Yeah,
it's hollering
yeah,
at shorties and stuff.
yeah, yeah,
But I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
do that
yeah.
no more though.
Yeah.
Look over my
Yeah, what are you
shoulder.
talking about?
What
Yeah.
shorties?
A movie, a
But
movie. You're just talking
yeah,
about a
yeah.
movie.
But so I had the CD and I'm looking through the tracks and all the credits, and Kanye had a couple of songs in it. Like he was like featured in a couple of tracks on it. This was like when he was still on the come up around
Yo,
that time.
so our first mixtape, Kanye was on. This is when we were working with
Geronimo.
Geronimo, and he worked at Sirius. He was like
Right, right.
a director over there.
Uh-huh.
And he got a lot of artists to get on, do little skits. You remember on the mixtape, and he had
Yeah.
Kanye spit a freestyle about us. Like it's, I need these
Is
CDs,
it on
son.
that is it on the mixtape?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's on the
I'm
mixtape.
gonna look for the mixtape and put up a screenshot of it.
Yeah, and it's crazy, man. So, when you look back, man, and you say,
We had
"Wow,
some fun
okay,
times. We
let's
had some
go,
fun times.
great times," but it's not, oh man, that's it. There's still
Nah.
that great times to come to, and it's just different eras.
That was the old school and is the new vibe.
Yeah, man. Exactly. It's good to be a part of both, you know. And
I think we came up in the best era, man, as far as hip hop music.
Technology.
It's the golden era. We got to see all the different levels of technology.
So it's easier for us to detach from, like, you know, just from being off social media or just technology, you know. It's like you can see it with the kids. We're in the supermarket and my son's tablet had died, so he had to like not do nothing. He's like, oh my God, what do I do? You know, and I practice a lot of stillness with him, even meditation sometimes, and because they need that, because they were born into this
they
technology.
Don't teach you that. They don't teach you that in school. It's up to us.
You know what's
to
funny?
Show them that.
No, there's certain teachers, man. When the whole pandemic started and they were working from home, they had one teacher that was mindful, of mental health, and the kids, they practice meditation, breathing techniques.
That's dope. Every school should have that. Every school should have that.
This actually which is beautiful, because I wanted to speak about the segue into, you know, being able to talk about meditation, but that Joe Rogan and Saga Rule episode that just came out a couple of days ago, it was like just talking about the benefits of yoga and meditation, and how it's more than just, you know, you know, you think you're going to get in shape. It's not a fad.
Yeah. It has
it's not
benefits.
A trend. It's not like, oh, okay, you're going to get fit because of this. Your mind, it's really designed more so for your mind. And, you know, it has to deal with a lot of mysticism, because it requires a lot of faith and consciousness. And there's so many definitions of things like that too, and stereotypes, and just, you know, I guess norms, that some of the philosophies or the breakdowns in some of the practices, or what their intentions are, or what they believe these methods do, are, I mean, some would even refer to it as supernatural, you know what I mean? Because it's literally taking control of your body. It's breaking down.
It's metaphysical.
Metaphysical, breaking down even your emotions, to the point where understanding which chemicals create or dictate certain emotions. So yoga is more than just there's actually different methods and practices. There's action, like the body, which is the movement, and the Bikram and the vinyasa and all that. But then you have one that, you know, is for energy, and how it's transferred. There's one for emotions. There's one for the mind. You know, there's a lot, man. It's crazy. And what it really is unification. It's bringing alignment with yourself and the universe, you know. And when you hear talk like that, it sounds a little far-fetched. It sounds a little rabbit hole-ish, right?
Yeah.
So hearing Joe Rogan, who is also, I would say, a freaking rabbit hole.
Free
rabbit,
thinker.
But he's a rabbit hole jumper, you know what I mean? He'll go into those rabbit holes, which is fine. We all enjoy those somehow.
Right.
But in this dynamic, he was more so
skeptical. He was a little skeptical.
He was the skeptic, and he was scrutinizing everything he was saying, not in a distasteful way where it was offensive, but in a way where he's like, you know, I have to ask these questions because the people want to know this, and I kind of want to know this, because he was really, it seemed real sincere that he was questioning it to understand it. And not to get all crazy, but have you ever read The Alchemist, right?
Yeah, Paulo Coelho.
Right. So do you remember the part where he was on the train where
I read it a long time ago.
So the boy who Santiago, and there was the professor, right? Who they both were going to look for the alchemist, right? The professor read almost every book, and he was so like deep, so well knowledged, and very profound in every kind of alchemist book and all of that, right? Alchemy. And the boy was just studying like pretty much the alchemy of life. And then when the alchemist found them, the one who actually was able to manifest and turn into the wind and really use the alchemy was the boy, because it's not just about the know-how, it's more internal, right? So, and that's a lot what Sagaru was touching on, was like, everybody's looking for this pursuit of happiness, and it's all external when everything starts internally, you know. And he even like went into like discussing relationships and all that, how sometimes people look for relationships, but all they're pretty much doing is trying to squeeze the joy out of the person they're with to fill the voids of joy in themselves. And yo, it was levels of it.
Mm.
And again, Joe Rogan here having to just question this mysticism, because they even discuss like, aliens, like extraterrestrial living, and he
Mm.
explained how he interacted with things like that, and it was just mind blowing. You got to see it. It's hard to
Yeah,
like really
I
summarize it
started
because I
it.
spoke a lot. He actually, he
I
spoke
started
about.
and I saw some clips. I'm sorry. So I remember him giving him a coffee mug with like soil, save the soil, something
I
like
was
that,
just
with
gonna
like
say
the
that.
plants. Yeah.
That's the takeaway, right? He got super deep. I love how he broke down yoga in a
Mm-hmm.
lot more depth, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he was discussing save the soil. So right now, like the topsoil of the world is diminishing to the point where now the foods that they're yielding are like at 10% of the true
Nutritional
nutritional
value.
value that they had like 3 or 4 years ago. So it's like for one, you have to eat like 8 oranges now to so it could be
Right.
equivalent.
Right. That's
Which he
crazy.
which is he also said this is why people are now also a lot more people even eating meats, because the meats are substituting for some of those things. And he was also saying how everybody, okay, so he spoke on suicide, right? And
Yes.
suicide
How the
is running rampant.
the farmers.
Farmers is the highest, and also in Japan has been the
Wow.
highest, right? So he
In
said
India.
the what causes, well, pretty much throws you in that spiral are you're lacking nutrients, mental nutrients, that because of this soil deficiency, we're
Mm.
substituting it with like synthetic foods, right? So it says mental health, it's pretty much it's diagnosed because you're lacking like 90% of the nutrients you need, which is vitamin A. That's 90%. And he said that the United States, that's is like at 90% of the people in the US lack vitamin D. It's crazy, right? So it's like it's almost like, and again, without getting
And
all crazy, conspiracy
vitamin D is
is
one of the biggest vitamins that help against fighting COVID,
COVID, right? And
right?
so this is another thing he mentioned where he said, so the soil getting, becoming weaker and weaker and yielding less and less nutrition, it'll get to the point in the future where our bodies won't even be able to fight the common cold.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yo, he got deep, son, real deep, but really
And man, it
discussing
doesn't
how,
help too. You got to keep back getting all these vaccines and shit. I'm
yeah,
sure that's
son,
not good for your immune system. Having to rely on all these
yeah.
foreign substances into your body already has a natural immune system. Not
So
to
that's
say,
why
not to say, I don't want to go into the whole vaccine debate thing, but there's are vaccines that
I don't have
help.
my tinfoil hat on today.
Yeah, no, it's not. There.
I know, fuck with me.
We take the vaccines as a kid, like rubella, measles, and all that shit. But it's like you take one or two as a kid, and you're done. You don't ever need to do that shit again. These new things out are like treatments. They're more like treatments than vaccines. So, anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
And it's no, it's funny because it's almost looks like everything is by design,
Mhm.
everything is happening, bro. It looks just so orchestrated. And for there being so much knowledge and so much levels of people that in power right now
Mhm.
that have shown so much higher level thinking, for it to be where it's at now, it's I can't, bro.
Do you think it's because it's a factor of greed, corporate greed, and them digging their
That's
teeth into like the food industry and the health industries and all that shit? It's all
so
really about profits and money,
yeah, you
not about
know,
health.
it's man, and that's when you dive into that bag, bro. That is crazy because it looks, when all the fingers point to that, if it looks like shit, smells like shit, it's probably fucking shit.
Yeah,
So I don't know,
exactly.
man, because when Joe Rogan asked him that,
Mhm.
he,
Did they talk about that COVID?
yeah, they talked about what you just said right now about taking, being greedy, right? That was the actual word. And then what Sagaru said was that that's more of a judgment because
Mm,
what fills his belly may not fill the next man's belly.
mm,
So what you want could be different from what I want, and it shouldn't be a comparison thing.
mm,
But when Joe Rogan went a little bit more in depth, and it was like when I understand what you're saying, but when what they're doing is now affecting people and killing people, now it's not so much us casting judgment, but becoming aware of what is happening or acknowledging the ripple effects or
right.
the result of their action. So he got deep. It looks like Sagaru was when it got into like stuff like that, he didn't want to come out and pretty much say they're fucking monsters and they're reptilians in the
He was
world
being
or
neutral. He was being neutral
a little,
about
yeah.
certain
And I
things.
guess because he's pushing his new agenda and it's
Mm,
like all around the world, save the soil.
yeah.
But yeah, definitely recommend everyone to go take a listen at that. He was also on Hot 97. It's like he's on this whole, it's crazy because it's like
He was on the Breakfast.
consciousness.
Wait, the Breakfast Club
Yeah.
is Power 105,
No, yeah,
right?
Power 105. He's on
Yeah.
what's
Charlemagne
his
the
name?
God and DJ
Charlemagne. No, but
Envy and all of
no,
them.
he was on the Hot 97. He was with Peter Rosenberg and
Oh, Rosenberg. Okay, okay. So
Ebro in the morning.
speaking of that, I just saw an interview with Steve Harvey,
Yeah.
the comedian. He did an interview where Earn Your Leisure. And I've been watching these guys for a few months, man. They really have enlightened me so much on financial literacy. And I want
I
to
know
touch
you be
on
sending some of that stuff,
I,
man.
I want to touch
I appreciate that.
I want to touch
I
on that a little
appreciate
bit
it.
because us as minorities, Latinos, blacks, we grow up thinking it's all about earning money, making money, spending money, making cash, buying nice things, but we never really look into investing or, starting a business or, buying property and, having some type of financial, um, responsibility. And so they've enlightened me to a lot of that. I've been learning so much. I've learned a lot in these past few months, and I'm not going to get too much into that, but these are things as people in our age we need to share and speak on more because we're not in our 20s
Normalize
anymore.
it. We have
We
to
need to
normalize it.
normalize
Yeah.
it because we're not look at DJ Envy, bro. He
Yeah.
he he started as a
He's
successful
super real
DJ.
estate. Yeah. But he took it
He's
to
a
another
real
level.
estate mogul now, like making millions off
You
of
you you,
properties.
you touched on something that I had was in the back of my mind. I wanted to just discuss with you, maybe even
Mm,
outside the podcast. If you know
mm,
you brought it up, might as well. But you said something about Latin-owned businesses, right?
mhm.
And it's almost like I love the fact that now our minorities are having more, some acknowledgement, and it's almost promoted as that's the headline, like a black-owned business or Latin-owned
Mm.
business, right?
You think it shouldn't
Recently,
be that way? Do you
um,
think it shouldn't be labeled as that?
so the reason why I brought that up is because, shout out to Westwood, everyone, please come
Right.
check us out, 1715 Foster
Nice,
Avenue.
nice place and great food.
Um, Thank you, brother. Yeah, good food, good
And
vibes.
the vibe is amazing.
Yes. No pun intended with old school new vibes. But
Hmm.
so one of our sister restaurants, right, closed down and brought a lot of the traffic in. Now the sister location was actually the parent, right? Restaurant. And its crowd was really a mixture, right? I wouldn't say it's really one type. It was a good mixture, very
Mhm.
family oriented. So now, we put a big message on the community board. Hey, this moved over to here, and it was crazy to see
Loyal
some
customers, like,
loyal customers. But
mhm,
something really, I know this is very long-winded, but I just
mhm,
needed to add some context. But
mhm,
some comments saying, "Oh, there's only Latins in there."
mhm,
What? Like that? Oh, there's only Latin people that work there.
mhm.
Something like that. Like
Duh.
if you're going to a Latin cuisine or Caribbean cuisine, you
Yeah,
would hope that there's Caribbean people or Latin
yeah,
people selling that food. If I'm going to go eat like sushi,
right.
I would hope that
It's
is
a Japanese guy selling
Japanese
me
people.
that
Like,
shit. Yeah.
so it was very offensive, right?
Mm.
And it almost for a second triggered me because this is
Are
what
these
creates
like
that
Yelp?
blind hate.
Are these like
Yeah,
Yelp
like
Yelp
reviews.
reviews?
Yeah.
Mm,
So it was, and that was really discouraging, man, because here it is like where, we have some partner, us and our partners, and like
Mm,
being, Latin, and
mm,
they're Mexican. It doesn't matter, we're all Latin, but
right.
just feeling having a sense of pride of building something together, and then it not being accepted like that, right? And especially in today's society where, again, they're starting to like look at these quotes and how you're framing it,
Mm,
business or minority owned businesses, and just to see that it's like Latins fall in the middle of that sometimes, because a lot of the Latins may not have, well, not a lot, but that's the whole stereotype that we may not have residency, here. So it's like, even when this whole pandemic happened, that's why Jessica, my wife, she was in charge of that whole that food run we did, right? And it was exactly that, to help immigrants
right.
who do have tax paying IDs, and they are paying their taxes, but they
Mm,
weren't privileged to have any of the support, like all those checks that went out. They didn't
which
receive any of that.
wasn't a lot.
Wasn't a lot, but it's fucked up. They didn't receive anything. They didn't
Mm,
receive unemployment. So there's a lot of these merchants, they're merchants, street merchants, paying tax IDs. They don't get unemployment the way everyone, or that extra hike. Everyone had a boost. They were struggling. So that's why we really helped out. And
mm,
it's just like sometimes Latins, get just, they fall between the cracks, man. And I think it's a positive thing, and it's something that we all need to be a little bit more mindful of.
mm.
And I'll bring a little bit more awareness to Latin owned business. And again, this is not to say that, oh, start our own thing, or because I hate that whole,
Isolate from the other
I hate
cultures.
it. But
Yeah,
being that this is the society we are right now,
yeah.
and if it's something that could help propel the restaurant, because it is
Mm,
Latin cuisine, why not emphasize on it being, Latin owned business?
yeah. You could
But
take that, you could take that critique as a kind of like flip it, right? And make it into something
and there was a
positive.
few of those,
Yeah. But number one, you gotta ignore
man, racial,
you
bro.
gotta ignore the trolls. And
Yes.
there's people out, it's crazy that, speaking of the reviews, we will watch, like me and wifey have dinner. Sometimes I'll throw on the iPad and we'll watch like a random episode of a comedy show or something. But we've seen a couple episodes of South Park. And one of the episodes, it was everybody in town, Cartman, everybody, they were Yelp reviewers. So every time they would go in a restaurant, he's like, excuse me, I'm a Yelp reviewer, so I want the best seat in the house, right? Like going in with that fucking, like, you better give me
Attitude,
the
yeah.
best treatment, because I'm a food critic, right? But you're basically a
Oh
Yelp
man.
reviewer. And
Yeah.
that episode is so funny, bro, because at the end, that the restaurants unite and they like fuck all these reviewers, and it gets, South Park, it gets crazy.
I
But
love South Park. It's total sidebar, being that we're on some animation shit.
mm,
You know what I really got into these last few weeks? Rick and Morty. You watch
yeah.
that?
No, I
Oh
haven't.
my
I
God,
tried getting it.
son.
I need to watch a few episodes to get more into
Watch
it.
it from the beginning.
I might need
So
to get high to watch that shit though, right?
yeah, all you know what? It helps because I'm just hearing out, it's so entertaining. It is
Yeah.
fucking, it's twisted. Like
Yeah.
the rhetoric that comes out of there is fucking crazy twisted. I feel like everybody's on this timeline shit.
Mm.
Like every kind of entertainment or media broadcast is talking about timelines and shit. It's crazy, man. Like,
No, I
it's
know.
almost
I
like they're
There's,
trying to introduce something.
when I watch like I'm a movie nerd, and I like seeing breakdowns and shit like that. And a lot of them make references, like when they were reviewing like Avengers Endgame and shit like that, they would make references to Rick and Morty, how they travel dimensions and jump through time and all that shit. I
The
know it's like,
portals.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
I know it's crazy. But
Speaking
again,
of speaking of reviews,
yeah.
did you get a chance to watch Batman yet?
No, actually, you know what? It's coming out on HBO Max in a couple of weeks, so I get to see it
Copy.
for free.
So whatever,
It's
was with the
long though,
fam.
right? It's like 3 hours. Did you
Pause.
fall asleep?
No, I actually we didn't. And my son was surprisingly, he was up, and he was like, Dad,
They enjoyed it,
it
no?
was wifey enjoyed it,
I heard
but
Poison
she was
Ivy's
like,
in it.
it was just long. Pause.
Huh.
Um it's like
It got dragged out
I
for no
just
reason.
I hold Dark Knight on this high level,
Pedestal, yeah.
and it's not. I can't compete. You can't compare them because I think this new one is focusing more on like Batman as the detective, right?
Yeah, he's a
He
detective. I mean, there's
is
some comics that he's
he
like the world's
yeah,
greatest detective.
and that's what it was. But regardless, in every storyline, Batman comes from like the League of Shadows. You know what I mean?
Right,
He's
right,
a beast. This
right,
dude
right,
could fuck up armies.
right, right,
In
right.
this one, there were
He's
a
getting
few
his ass
scenes where
whipped a lot.
he's getting fucked up by some thugs and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah,
Batman, we can't be having that. And
yeah.
like, they don't really focus on his tech a lot. Like, I get it,
Uh,
he's still brand new, but like there'll always be some kind of detailed discussion to shit. Like, cause he was getting fucking shot from like close range,
they
bro.
show his origin story, like his parents getting
No,
killed.
see
Good. I'm tired of them doing that
I'm
shit.
tired. I'm happy that it kind of just hit the
Okay,
ground running,
okay.
and that's why it was so drawn out because they still had to provide more details. But
So you saying he's getting shot up by all these
shot
people?
up, getting fucked up. He didn't have a lot of gadgets. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
okay. Yeah, he's
it
supposed to have
wasn't.
that utility belt with
Yeah,
all
he's
that
supposed to
shit.
have something for everything.
One of
And
the illest scenes with Batman was,
even the Batmobile wasn't. It was cool.
yeah, yeah, but it was nothing crazy.
So, but this is what it is. Is more is more detective, more
So
detective.
now I'm wondering if they're gonna blend that in with the DC universe that they're building, because it's not, before it was the Zack Snyder universe, when that's dead now. So whatever Zack Snyder, the original director of Justice League, try to build, they're going left field with it. I don't think this Batman movie, like, how Joker was like a one-off. It's not connected to anything. I think
This
like
is not. This is
this
gonna
not
have.
it's connected to
Yeah, at
shit.
the end, I don't want to say it.
Okay,
I was
okay,
trying to
okay.
not to say too much stuff, but they
I
introduced somebody at the end.
okay, yeah, because I'm a big spoiler. Like, I hate spoilers, but something like
Yeah,
this, I'm not like that crazy excited
yeah.
for, even though it's Batman. I'm more of a Marvel. Like, you saw, I got off the internet, I got off social media when Spider-Man came out, because I don't want
Spider-Man
people.
came out. That shit
Yeah,
came out. I just saw it a little
on
earlier.
digital. So, but going back to Batman real quick, one of the illest scenes was Ben Affleck Batman in Batman v Superman, when he's in the warehouse. Remember when he's in the warehouse and he's got to save Martha? He's got to save Superman's mom. That's one of the dopest like battle sequences, when he's fighting all these guys in the warehouse. I mean, the movements, the shit he's using all his weapons. Like, he gets shot. Like, I think one of the guys shoots him in the head, but he's like shrugs it off, and he's fucking dudes up. It's getting bloody. Like, the choreography for that shit was one of the illest Batman fights I've seen. So
So
hopefully there's some.
Superman didn't knock this dude out. Didn't
Uh-huh.
knock Batman out. You
Right.
can't be having these fucking fuck boys
Yeah, yeah.
knocking you out, bro.
So that was your main gripe. Batman was getting fucked
Yeah,
up by like regular dudes.
yeah,
That's not
and
cool.
yeah. Again, I don't want to speak too much on it. I mean,
What
I
did you
love
think
spoilers
of
anyway.
what did you think of the actor? Like, what's his
He's
name?
he's a good actor. Like the acting, you can't
Robert
say nothing about the
Pattinson.
acting. Everybody,
He was
there was a
dope.
lot of good. Yeah, there was a lot of good
Okay.
acting, and
Oh,
that's what carried the film. But
do you
like
like
my
him
son,
better? Do you like him better than Ben Affleck,
no,
or you like Ben
no,
Affleck better?
pause. But
Pause.
yeah, he was a little frailer. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, Batman's supposed to be like intimidating and shit.
yeah, none.
This
Look
Batman
like
was
bull.
like a little Herbie and shit. Getting
It's like, hey, look
snuffed
at
around.
me.
He's like,
Batman.
yo, run your Batmobile, son. We're
Yeah,
about
his
to stomp
Batmobile
this
wasn't all
dude
that.
out.
My son was like, Dad, there's not a lot of action, right? And I was like, so for
funny.
3 hours, and come
Oh
on,
man.
this little fucker had slushies, all that. He's there like hype. He's looking. But
Oh man.
Sonic,
I still want to see it though. I'm gonna see it for free though when it comes out on
yeah,
HBO Max.
I'll see it again too. I'm looking forward to Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
the movie. It comes out soon in Japan. I'm sure there'll be some leaked version out here.
All right, so check this.
But
This
it's
is what
gonna
we're gonna
come out
do.
in the summer.
This is what I need you to do, right? On the lead up to that, send me the links or the titles of what I need to see leading up
Just
to
before you
that,
see that.
so I can enjoy it. It's like, I don't want to go into Infinity War and Endgame without seeing, like, you know what I'm saying? Or Guardians of the Galaxy or Doctor Strange. You know what I'm saying? So
I really
enjoy
think
it.
that you will enjoy Dragon Ball Z's the dialogue.
I like it. I just
super
again, I have to be selective with the content that
I know, even with time, bro. I know, We adults, bro. Even now, like, we went away and trying to, it's like you got to plan so strategic with your time, bro. And then on
Yeah.
top of that, you want to, what I'm saying, work on the summer body and shit, the summer body. You know what I mean?
Word up. Yeah.
Shout out to spring.
So
Shout out to
I keep telling you to put out the
real quick, son, because we're
good.
scatterbrains.
Yeah.
But
That's it. Scatterbrains. We are scatterbrains.
yo, fucking talking about summer, which correlated with spring, which brings up this whole daylight saving time, which well, how do you feel about the fucking government saying, yeah, we're not gonna do that anymore?
Okay, so
Did you
wait,
hear that?
I'm confused. Are we still doing daylight savings time or not?
That's it.
Because
supposedly no.
You wait, I think you're misunderstanding because wifey, I was talking to her about that, and she's against it. It's like it throws off the baby's sleep schedule. We got an 8-month-old, everybody. And not just that, it's just like it just changes your whole shit. The only thing I like about it is you get extra daylight, the sun goes down later.
So as of right now, it's the way it is.
Yeah,
it's staying like this. They're not moving it back.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Like what they voted on was to keep it,
to keep the hour,
to keep doing it.
No, to not.
You sure about that, bro?
Yeah.
I'll check you on that later.
Hold on, let's do it right now.
Let's pull up the fact check.
Let's do it.
It's fact check time.
Yo, Jamie,
pull that up. We don't have a Jamie. We're fucking bootleg. I think they're gonna keep doing it. That's the whole thing about it.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yo, what happened in that last game, bro? You fucking you fucked up. That last
Which
game
one?
we had.
Oh,
we had a couple games. You wasn't paying attention.
No, I didn't. I totally forgot about it. When I went to go look at it, the time ran out, bro.
No, not that one.
Which one?
Not the one that the time ran out. That was the one before it that you moved it and you gave me checkmate. I'll show you the game later. Sidebar, everybody.
Americans would no longer. Oh, see, look. So the bipartisan bill named the Sunshine Protection Act. What the fuck? They come up with some crazy shit. Would ensure Americans would no longer have to change their clocks twice a year. The move will essentially eliminate standard time, which is what many states switched to during the winter months. Effective in 2023.
Send me that shit.
Crazy,
hey, man. There's a lot of. I mean, what
Wait,
nothing surprises me anymore.
Without getting deep, in the scriptures it says during the last days they will change the weather and time. So up until now, people are like, oh, here with all that mysticism. This is legit now. Because we had it for the longest, and because some important people probably complained about the fucking losing the sleep, hour of sleep, it got big enough where they just literally changed the time. First of all, they changed it to create daylight saving time because that was done more from an economical standpoint because they wanted to help continue, keep the economy going with an extra hour of sunlight, which is why they bring it out in the winter. But
it's just crazy, man. Gas prices are up. Everything's up. Food is up. You know what I mean? I can't pop bottles anymore on the weekend because I got to pay for gas.
Son, what is going? I mean,
bro, take a guess. Just take a guess. How much it took for me to fill up my tank? I drive a 6-cylinder.
100.
800.
Final answer.
There's truck drivers.
I seen those videos that they're dropping a G. He dropped $1,000. I was
$75, bro.
Where's my $2?
$75. Yeah. Oh, it was my $2.
Nah, bro, that's crazy. Yeah.
I'm not, am I complaining like that? No, because I'm not going crazy.
Because you'll go and buy a Starbucks coffee for $8.95.
Yeah, exactly.
For a small. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like
that's the new ballers today. The new ballers got a full tank of gas.
Yeah, so it's like you can't even. The inflation is crazy. Again, a lot of this stuff, man, was already foretold, and
so do you think the signs are there that we're really like at that breaking
So
point of like
I'm
no
viewing
return
it.
now? Because that's
I'm
depressing.
I'm viewing it more so like, okay,
Let's
the
get a
quote
little
unquote
let's get a
a
little
little
rabbit hole.
tinfoil.
Mhm.
So the whole end of days, all it really is doing is ushering a new world.
A new world,
All right. So
the new world order.
right now, I'm more pro this new world. The new world order in this timeline is the ending of days. But after this quote unquote ending of days, it doesn't mean the end of existence.
Mhm.
It's just the end of existence as we know it. And there's going to be a new beginning. So I'm more focused on creating this new beginning because, people are all for, oh, the government this or the government that. But then
Mhm.
when you have to start creating supply chains and think about ideas like that, or how do you get food into some of these cities where there's no farms?
Mind you, we're in a
There's,
big city, so we would
yeah,
be
nobody's.
fucked.
I'm about to like start growing some fucking window crops and shit. But
It's a
you
good
know,
idea.
it's no, for real though, like some bio, especially after seeing that Saga Brew stuff and seeing which nutrients are very essential. And
Mhm.
these are things that you can grow and you can add onto your foods, that'll definitely help spike it up.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, I'm more focusing on the sustainability afterwards, or putting my ideas to that or my feelings towards that. Because even through all this madness, man, yeah, there was some days darker than the others, but in the end of the day, I did feel a sense of we're gonna be good regardless. And thank God, I mean, opportunities, if anything, blossomed from all the madness going on. So still gonna remain optimistic, but yeah, we're definitely in a changing of the guard, bro. It's
It
at that.
feels different. It feels like there's something in the air, man. Like we're in some weird times, bro. We go from one crazy thing to another. Now we got that war happening in Europe, and I'm not an expert on foreign affairs, so I can't really get too much into
Neither
it.
mind,
But
neither mind.
but
I don't want to offend anyone either,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I do know that the U.S. went into Afghan. I do know that the U.S. went
yeah. I
into
mean,
Iraq. I do
who are
know
we to
we went into
criticize
Libya,
them?
and
Yeah,
then we're
man.
getting
Like
mad when we see. And again, this
we
is
topple governments. We put in puppet governments, and now we want to be all righteous.
yeah, and this
When
is
I
not to
say
say
we,
that they're
we're
doing.
Americans.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? We're here.
and just a quick disclaimer: we're not saying that, oh, it's normal, we do it, so Ukraine could, that could happen to Ukraine too. No, it's wrong across the board. What I'm saying is we shouldn't be pointing fingers at Russia
Right.
like it's some crazy evil, when
And
we're part of that too. And this
it's
is
not
all
just
part of
it,
the design.
and it's Russia ain't Iraq. Them motherfuckers got nukes out the ass, bro. Like if shit pops off, the birds start flying, and it's a wrap. Like I can't fathom that. Like can you fathom just like how
Not
would
being
it
able
be?
to post IG pics, I can't.
No,
I
no,
can't.
like just a nuclear war breaking out.
Yeah,
Like
I
how
can't.
like
I
hopefully it ends fast. Like just don't feel nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like
um
I can't fathom how that would just experiencing something like that.
yeah,
I know I
it's
just went
definitely.
crazy with that, but
No, I know,
I
but
think
it's
about that shit, bro.
um I don't too much because I don't think, man,
Who knows what can happen
who
anymore,
knows
bro?
exactly. It's crazy because at the end of the day, we don't even know what's really fully happening over there
Right,
in Ukraine.
right,
We just have the pictures that they send over, which
right.
all look beautiful, Photoshop, like,
We
they look
got
like
people
photo shoots
posting
and shit.
shit.
And then you
I
got
mean,
people,
I'm
but there's
hearing
nothing really. Go ahead.
I'm hearing things that Russia's teaming up with China,
And then
and if that
invading
happens,
Taiwan
and
and
the,
all
in the
that. And
Taiwan, and if that happens, they're gonna be the next superpower. So what happens with it's just crazy, bro. But whatever. Let's hey,
yo,
what's Ark's music pick of the week,
no,
y'all? We
it's
gotta
funny.
get
What
into
would be the
Ark's music pick of the
distraction?
week.
Hey,
Yeah.
forget it. Stop talking about the war. Let's talk about Euphoria. Euphoria is over.
Oh, Euphoria is over.
It's
We
not
spoke
coming
about
back to
Euphoria
2024. What's next? What are you
24.
doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing with your life? What are you consuming now? What are you?
Zendaya. She's getting that wet fluid from Spider-Man. um, yeah, man. So it's
I'm
crazy. We
watching.
took
What did I
so
watched that Adam Project? That shit was fire.
It was
Fire,
dope.
fire,
We'll
super
we'll get
dope.
back to that one because I
I
want to
got a
see
little
it.
watery. Yeah, we'll pick up on
Ryan
that.
Reynolds, isn't it? I definitely want to see that. But Euphoria finished that. I mean, I love that show, man. The way it finished, it was crazy. We don't know. She might relapse. She may or may not stay clean, but that shit ain't coming back for another couple of years.
It's crazy how endings. There's a lot of movies that back in
Cliffhangers.
the days, you'll have a lot more happy endings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pause. But now a lot of these movies, like, yeah, the fucker just
Happy
dies and
ending.
shit. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like this. It's almost like you would watch movies back in the days and it's a roller coaster. And it's like, it starts off crazy, climax, struggle. Oh, there's someone's being threatened.
Mm-hmm.
They made it. Everyone's alive. Everyone thumbs up.
Not
Now it's
everything
like,
has a happy ending. Not everything has a
nowadays,
happy
like
ending.
all these movies are fucking grim as fuck.
Shows, yeah. It's showing me a
Everybody got
realistic,
body.
more
Everybody
realistic.
got body. I mean, is it more realistic or are they just pushing more of a negative? Because think about just our regular lives. 90% of everything we ever really worried about never happened, bro. We worry more. And if anything, the success rate of things going in our favor is way higher. So if anything, if we're going off of statistics, we should have more of a positive thinking mind because more good things happen than bad things. You know what I mean? It's crazy that we don't because
Why?
it's
What do
the
you think?
programming.
Okay, so what do you think has pushed society to be on a more pessimistic um way of thinking as opposed to like
Tell lot
having a positive outlook on things and just feeling like everyth's going to end up good,
t-
positive.
tell lies vision. That's
Mm.
what mess things up. Tell lies vision. Uh and we're allowing, you know what they say that man's own demise would be the devices by his own demise, right? The devices that he creates. And it's like, this is what's happening right now, bro. A lot of these tools, they are tools, and we forget that they are tools. We let them consume us.
Mm.
And now we're letting them dictate our future instead of us using that just as a tool to help us propel to other heights. We're allowing this to run the show, and it's becoming more AI based and allowing these statistics and these computer generations, I mean, these computers generating ideas and
Mm.
probabilities and formulas that is going to get to the point where the matrix, where they're not even putting us into these pods at gunpoint.
You're
People are
doing
going to
it
be
yourself, yeah,
willingly to enter that
like
shit.
like the
I think we
met like
spoke about that.
yeah, the metaverse.
Facts.
Yeah.
You saw the new time cover. It had like
Mm.
the connection, like the
The
whole
Neuralink,
matrix.
the
Yeah,
Neuralink. No, I want to
and
see
you
it. Let me look
and
it up.
you have people who will look to see this because right now there's no
Young
the
Jamie,
body,
pull that up.
you know, the place where we are right now. A lot of people don't understand that how important stillness is. The body movement is good for the body, but stillness, the mind requires it in order for it to be balanced. But when you're constantly stimulating the mind and you're not allowing the mind to strengthen its other features, its other benefits, looking at color, looking at just regular life, being grounding yourself with human nature, these things are very important. And we just forgot about that. My son, I gotta force this kid to we put him in this martial arts. Gotta force him to take him over there because he wouldn't like not want to go or force him to leave the crib.
Yeah.
It's levels, man.
Because we grew up in a time where technology wasn't there yet.
Wasn't
And so we
dominant.
we were doing more physical activities outside. We were playing in the street, playing fucking hide and seek, manhunt, stoop ball, wiffle ball, that shit. Now it's like tag. I'm saying back then, I just had another
Skelly.
one.
Remember Skelly?
Tag, Skelly, yeah. Just
Son,
running
that was
around
my
outside.
shit.
But nowadays,
Skelly was
yeah,
my shit.
Skelly, but nowadays, it's all about iPads and video games, and we had video games back then, but now it's just like you're fully immersed with these goggles, and it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I guess that's the old school in me, I'm a little skeptical about that. Where's that going to take us? the new generation.
Yeah, it's like gotta keep it. We gotta keep some balance to it, man.
Yeah.
And it's just, man, I don't know, man. My mindset is definitely awakening to just try different things, man. Nothing's gonna change if nothing changes. You know what I mean? So have to find out which of these changes I need to do for myself that'll take me to where I want to go. You know,
Bong,
and
bong,
a lot
bong.
of a lot of the things that we're doing is we're as we get older, bro, more attachments fall upon us and they influence us and they make us think weird things or something that we're not.
Mm,
That's why it's good having brothers like yourself or brothers that you knew from way back when who could keep you grounded and be like, man, remember when nigga used to do this shit or used to do that or blah blah blah, you know?
mm,
And then oh shit, yeah, I remember. Oh yeah, you know, and sometimes you have to be reminded, and that's very therapeutic, bro, because a 5 year old, and this is I'm gonna quote your boy Sagaro. He said, but if you don't gotta teach a 5 year old or 6 year old how to be joyful. If anything,
mm,
something you do, the only way a boy is unjoyful is if you do something to him, like
uh,
take away something. But it's the total opposite as we got older. You got to do everything you can to make you joyful. It's the opposite.
mm,
We're at odds up until we're made helped to be made even. When
mm,
you're a kid, you're super joyful. Something has to happen to not make you joyful.
mm.
It's crazy, bro. You know?
It's true. Kids are born happy, and I see my son, man. Like it's a trip, bro. Just seeing like raising a daughter, right, who's now in her 20s, and then starting over again with a brand new baby, and seeing all
With a
these
whole brand new baby, girl.
whole brand new baby, God, like it's crazy. Just seeing his facial expressions, the way he interacts is it's a trip. I
Is
mean, it's surreal
mind
sometimes.
blowing, right?
I'm like, is this real right now? Like, it's
Yeah,
crazy, bro.
I
But I
know. I
love it.
know.
I love it. I love every minute. It's just the only setback to that is the time. Like
Yeah.
really have to manage your time better to make time to do extracurricular activities. Like this and going out. Like I was telling you in the text message. Like I'm really gonna do my best to try to get back into training. I haven't trained. I haven't stepped on the mats and trained in 2 years since the pandemic started, and a lot of that is because playing it safe, trying to not get COVID and this and this and that, and now we had a baby. So before you know it, 2 years just flew by. You know what I mean? And the thing that really keep me centered and balanced and help me, get rid of stress. To me, it was therapeutic. I only did it to because that's my running. That's my, fucking bike, or that's my cardio. You know what I
And
mean?
you know what that does, right? This is your form of yoga, right?
That's my outlet,
So
pretty much.
this is your yoga because yoga is more than just whatever poses you're doing. It's more of a grounding, or something that's going to allow you to remove yourself from these stresses, bro. They're poisonous, bro. They're literally poisonous, and if we're not mindful of them, they can get the best of us. It's
It
like,
could be detrimental.
yeah,
So that's our advice to everyone, man. Find an outlet, because it's, especially the older you get, you need it. Otherwise, you're gonna get stressed, and it
what
could be
happens is as
harmful.
we get older, you know how they say you can't teach an old
Dog new
dog new
tricks.
tricks, right? I'll give you an example. You have person A who's like, I'm dealing with this and I gotta pay this and rent and like just a bunch of stuff, right? And you're like, wow, you look stressed out.
Mm.
Have you tried meditating or yoga or something? They'll look at you and be like, didn't you just hear what I said? I'm fucking stressed out with this and this, and you're fucking telling me to go put my head between my legs. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Right?
Yeah.
This is what happens though.
Uh,
What's fucking you up is the stress. Stress isn't defined by one thing. There's plenty of things that could stress you the fuck out. So you can never say you every time you fix your mind or yourself to fix that one stress, another one pops up. When you do these meditations or these outlets or yoga, whatever you want to refer to it as, it's actually building your immune system. It's building up the muscles that aren't the physical muscles attached to limited. This is more so the ones that manage the stress. So, and it's not something that you have to like, okay, once you learn how to meditate, when I'm stressed, I have to consciously activate my anti-stress button. No, it happens instinctively. It becomes a layer of your skin. So you don't have to, this is the problem. The reason why people don't want to try that, because they're so focused on their issues that they think by doing this is a waste of time, not knowing that what they're doing, they don't even have to apply it. It'll apply itself. It'll be instinctively and become part of your defense mechanism that'll help you manage stress. And this is when people start realizing that, when they start something they're doing, right? You started running or you started a martial arts, and then they get lost in it. And then they start seeing that everything else that was stressing them out wasn't stressing them out as much.
Right. It's still going to be there no matter what.
It's still be there, but it's how you manage it,
it's
how you juggle it.
How you cope with it. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I agree.
So this is what these outlets do. And this is what we have to keep reminding people, that it's not like it's something that you have to physically apply, because that's the part. People don't want an additional responsibility now. Oh, I gotta do this to get that. Oh my God, no, just do that. That will happen on its own. And once people really start seeing the benefits of it, that's when it's become joyful,
We dropping free gems for y'all. Free. These gems are free because we do it out of love. So let's
free. So my single of the week.
Yes, I was gonna say let's bring it on a music tip. Let's end it on a music tip. Let's put a bow on it.
All right. So we're still working on some stuff. Hopefully I'll have something very soon to play on here that's mixed. But we got what was I just listening to? Shout out to Joel Ortiz and Crooked Eye, half of the Slaughterhouse. And that's a whole fucking conspiracy and a half happening right now. Do you see all the beef going on between them?
Is it like beef?
I mean, it's not physical beef. It's not like, but definitely they're at odds and they're talking mad shit about each other. So there's one song on that album, actually my favorite one. Yeah, that Backstage one. That's probably my favorite song on the album. That shit is so fire. So I was, listening to that a lot these last few days. Who else? Tana Talk 4, your boy, Get Benny, your boy, damn, I can't believe I forgot his name, God. But from the Griselda family.
I just had a brain fucking freeze earlier. I hate when I can't remember. Like it's like right here, and then you can't fucking get it out. It's crazy.
Yo, get that shit out, fam.
Get that shit out.
I've definitely been listening to that Tana Talk 2. I mean, Tana Talk 4.
Yeah.
And I mean, Benny the Butcher, that's what it was. It's a lot more. Yeah, it's a lot more of his regular stuff. It's nothing there that's super cutting edge, like something like I haven't heard. Fire, nonetheless, fire, a bit more of that Benny the Butcher sound, I love that. I can never get tired of that 90s hip-hop style anyway.
Grungy.
I love it. Super gritty. My boy Doza, Doza, he dropped something to the Pragmatist. That was
I like Doza's vibe because he's got like some gritty New York, what I mean? Like
man, you gotta go back and listen to some of the albums that we did. What am I looking forward to right now? Looking forward to Pusha T. I know he should be dropping something new.
Oh, word?
Yeah, he dropped that,
I'm waiting on that
Diet Coke.
I'm waiting on that Pete Davidson
this track. Yo, I won't be surprised, man, because all the shit they do at SNL, I won't be surprised.
Yo, where you at, Ski? Right. I'm in bed with your wife, son.
Yeah.
Damn, he went there. He went there.
Man, he did say a few things that were okay. I get it. I get what you mean by that, certain things. But people are like bashing Kanye. How do you expect his life is on the screen? So it's hard to just phase that out. All we're looking at this as headlines, tabloids, as scandals, but this is his real life,
Right.
He really bought a house across the street
really dealing
from Yeah, from them. He wants to be in his
Really?
kid's family. Yeah, he
Right,
bought
right.
the house across the street from
He
them.
wants to be around his kids.
So you can't get mad at that. And dealing with, the brand that Kim has, and now dealing with this, you know what I mean? Like, and this
Yeah,
dude is a comedian, and they're going in on him too.
yeah.
And yo, I didn't even know the extent. I just saw some shit. Some Kim Kardashian was on the Ellen show,
Uh-huh.
and she was talking about this dude Pete. He got like 3 tattoos of her, bro. He didn't even tattoo her name. He branded her name Kim on himself.
So so
Branded,
check it. Like, I don't want to
branded,
turn this podcast into
branded.
like a gossip show, but I mean, this is like
This is shit
headline
going on.
material, right?
Headline shit.
So
Facts.
so check it. Charlemagne the God did I don't know, it was like a clip of a segment. I don't know if you saw it. He was talking about how Kanye is kind of like he's kind of contradicting himself a little bit because he was getting at Skeet Pete Davidson in a lot of ways, texting him, putting all these posts about him on IG. He actually got blocked from IG. And that is crazy because we were talking about that easy song, that
Yeah.
easy. And then the video, I never peeped the video, but I finally got to see some of it. And it's one of those claymation. Did you see that video?
Yeah. It's dope,
Okay,
man.
okay, but in that video, that it's like a clay animation shit.
Of the head.
He's
Watch him sell that
he's
shit too for
bro,
like
but
millions of
he's but
dollars.
but he's like literally killing Pete Davidson, beheading him, torturing him or doing all this shit. So it's like you kind of had it coming a little bit too. Like you're putting that energy out there. So don't act surprised when it comes back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
So,
if you're continuously hitting that dog's gonna take a snap at you, bro.
but at the same time, he's with homie's wife. You know what I
Are
mean?
they
Like,
still married though?
no, it's officially off. But even though it's like, the first person,
It's his
whoever
baby
they're,
mama.
that's his baby mama. He's around the
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
I'm sure if
I
he had the
feel you, bro.
kids,
I'm
and
listen.
and he's bringing around other chicks who's
Yeah,
already
but
living.
that's
I
on
mean,
her
I don't know
though
if he's
too.
living.
That's on
Yeah,
her though too. You can't put that all on Pete Davidson.
I'm not
Feel
even
me?
hating on the player. You know what I mean? I will keep myself out of that equation. I would, as much as you can. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I
it
wouldn't
gets crazy when there's kids involved.
I wouldn't interrupt and be like, oh yeah, you should be lucky she's the mother of your kid. Like, yo, don't even talk about my kids.
Right. Leave the
Like,
kids out of it.
don't even talk about
I
anything.
saw the text messages. So who do you think released those text messages to the public?
Um, him,
Who? Him who? Pete?
Kanye.
Kanye. So you know what I'm saying? Like you doing it for clicks or you doing it to put your
I
whole
I think he's probably
dirty
doing.
laundry out there? Like why would you do that?
Hopefully, somebody give him the best advice. Maybe he's doing it all out of emotion.
It's
He really thinks he's
definitely out
doing
of
the right.
emotion.
He thinks he's doing the right thing, and hopefully, in doing this, he thinks he may find a resolution. So hopefully, one of his close friends looks to him and be like, "Man, gee," and gives him sometimes all you need is a conversation, bro, with a loved one to put you on the right path. And it's not that person knows more than no. It's just you need somebody out of the situation that could see the whole thing a little bit better.
To censor him.
He has to understand that okay, they're divorced now. He has to accept it
But didn't
finally.
he got a girl now? Like didn't he move
Yeah, but
on?
having a girl, and I mean, these are people who probably had a certain lifestyle already. Having a new girl is nothing.
I
But
guess my outlook on it is, you can't have her anymore, right? So you want, like, when you can't have something bad, you want it. You know what I'm saying? Like she's moved on. I don't know the whole ordeal of what happened, why they broke up, all this shit. Like I'm not on TMZ looking for this shit, but it's interesting what's happening. Hopefully, I hope this doesn't turn into something crazy, like somebody gets hurt. I really don't, but it's to me it's entertaining, but I don't want it to be at the expense of whoever, because at the end of the day, somebody's going through some hardship, somebody's going through heartache, and I've been
and
through.
that's what he's going through
We've been
too,
through.
man.
We
Like
all been through that shit, so
we,
we don't wish that on nobody. You know what I mean?
I know, man, and so I definitely wish him the best, man. Him and his family, and hopefully that they resolve that in a reasonable fashion. Nobody losing custody. I would hate to see that.
Speaking of the Kardashians, though, I was laughing. They put out this clip like it's them and all the sisters, and they're just talking about you got to get out and work. You got to get if you want to get it, if you want to make it out there, you got to get out and work. Like coming from them, like you know what I'm saying? Like they came up with a silver spoon. They came up out of money. They came in, you know, they were born into money pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like whatever they do work hard for their shit, but it's kind of handed to them, to be honest.
Yo,
So it kind of disparages hardworking people, you know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
yo, can we shout out that tomorrow's gonna be 70 degrees?
Oh hell yeah. And I'm off, so I'm about to hit the park. Is that beach
facts.
weather?
Right about now, shit. I'm about to move, son. I'm about to fucking move to Florida. Some crazy shit, man. This prices, inflation. I'll be a millionaire somewhere else.
Less restrictions out there.
Yeah, it's cray. I mean,
Sir.
you know, it comes to the point where maybe even where would you move to? You wouldn't consider moving to Florida?
I want to get the fuck out of New York, bro.
You wouldn't consider moving to Florida?
I would, but you know, I got to convince. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a whole conversation.
And I got Mom Dukes out here, so it's a tough situation for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to get the fuck out of New York.
It's so
now,
fun.
I love New York. We're New
What you
Yorkers.
just did right now reminded me of, remember that movie with Adam Sandler, that he's a dictator, that he's like this every time he's walking, he's like
they kill Yo, this is like the candid conversation time. But you know, we could either leave this in or we could cut it out or leave it in. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's fine. We can do that. We can start wrapping up by now too.
Yeah. On that note, guys, it's been a great episode.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Catch us next week. We are on the boards again. And hopefully we'll have a guest. Don't want to say who. We'll surprise you guys next week, but we're gonna start showcasing some of, you know, independent artists on the come up who've been doing their things, you know. So definitely looking forward to that. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for joining us. Come check us again, Old School New Vibes, on all social media platforms. Theme_NYC on all social media platforms. Arc_Medina.
I ain't got no underscore, bro.
Oh, it's just Team NYC, right? My bad.
Yes, sir.
So that's cute like good. That.
And listen, guys, follow us on Old School New Vibes. That's where we got to bring, you know, we need to share that shit to everyone.
Oh, and before we go, shout out and a big rest in peace to Scott Hall, one of the greats. Razor Ramon, the bad guy. Say goodbye to the bad guy. God bless you, brother.
Rest in peace.
Thank you for those great moments. All those wrestlers, man. It's like I saw a pic.
I saw
this meme, and it was like
Randy Savage, Roddy Piper. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's so crazy, man.
Andre the Giant too, right? The Andre the Giant. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. That was our era. That was before I found out it was fake. But
it was the golden era, son. The golden era.
The golden era.
Ultimate Warrior. All right, my G's.
Thank you for joining us, guys.
Stay up. God bless.
Be safe. Peace.